In this video, we can look into the online payment gateway module in Fedina, where you can set up for partial payment as well as the full payment. We can collect the fees from Fedina via online from the students as well as the parents. In order to configure the online payment gateway setup, you need to go to menu and administration, click on online payment. The first thing you need to do is go to custom gateways, click on new gateway in order to configure a new gateway to integrate with your system. So Fedina allows this kind of interface where you can configure the configuration fields, variable fields, as well as the response parameters in order to integrate a new custom payment gateway to your Fedina instance. Once you configure the payment gateway, you can go back to the online payment page where you need to go to the settings page. Now you will be getting few options to manage the payment gateway setup. The first thing is you can enable or disable it. In case you don't want to use the online payment gateway in your system, you can just disable it. But if you want to use the online payment gateway that you have already integrated with your Fedina instance, you can just enable it in order to use the system. The next setting is payment type, which you can make it as partial or only allow to pay full amount. So the first option will allow the students and the parents to pay partial amount when they are paying the fees online. The second option will allow them to pay only full amount in a single payment. The next option is online payment modules, where you can see we can enable online payment gateway for student fees, applicant registration, hostel fees, as well as the transport fees. At the bottom, you can see the payment gateways that I've already integrated with my Fedina instance. The payment gateways showing here is coming from the settings I have done in the accounts panel. You can configure the payment gateway setup in the accounts panel as well. You need to create the payment gateways under the accounts panel, and then you can select it from here. The payment gateway that you want to use in your Fedina instance, you can just select it from this. Once you configured, click on save. Now we have configured the payment gateway setting. We can go through an example now. I'm just logging in as a student. I'll just go for logging in as the student. So this is the dashboard of the student login. Go to menu, click on fees. Now you will be able to view all the fee collections to be paid by the student. So this particular page will be displayed in the student login as well as the parent login. Students or parents can click on any fee collection. They can scroll down to pay the fees by clicking pay fee option. And you can see the total amount is showing up here, which cannot be edited since we have selected the setup as allow full payment only. So that is why the amount is unchangeable and they need to pay this full amount when they are paying online. Click on pay fees. It will be redirecting to the payment gateway provider. Whatever the payment gateway that you've integrated, it will be going to the payment collection page. You need to enter the details here, card details. So I will just show an example. I will enter the sample card details here. And I can click on pay now. Let's wait for the transaction to be completed, which will be redirecting to the page where you have started the payment. So now you can see that it is processing. So once the processing has been done, it is coming to this page where you can see the payment status, which is successful. And the payment reference number, you can note it down for further reference. And also you can see the transaction that you have done. At the bottom, you can get a PDF of this as well by clicking the button. So this is the receipt for the payment that we have completed right now. You can see the payment structure, the amount we have paid in the transaction will be reflecting here. So this way, we can have the setup which is only collecting the full amount. Let's go to the administrator panel again. And we can change the settings now, allow partial payment. I'm saving it Now I am going to the student login. Let's go to the fees again. And here are the fee collections to be paid by the student. Click on any fee collection. Now scroll down. You can see that we can change the amount over here. This is the pending amount to be paid for this collection by the student. So I'm changing the amount. I just want to pay only 1000 now. I'm changing into 1000. Now click on pay fees so that it will be collecting only the amount which is 1000. I can click on pay fees. It will be going to the payment gateway and you can see that the amount to be collected is 1000. I can enter the card details here. As we have done just before, we can enter all the details and select expiry date. So click on pay now, which will be processing right now. Once the processing has been completed, it will be redirecting to the FIDINA instance where we have started the payment. So like this, you can just have the payment gateway for partial payment as well as the complete payment in a single payment. Here you can see that the payment has been completed. Now it redirects to the page where we have started the payment. So now you can see the remaining amount is showing this much. This is the pending amount. We have only paid 1000 and the transaction has been recorded at the bottom. Using this option, you can just get the PDF receipt for the transaction that you have done. So that's about it. The way we can manage partial and full payment in FIDINA using the online payment module. Now we can go to the transaction, click on transaction. So all the transaction what we have done right now will be showing as a report. So these are the transaction we have done right now. And you can see the status which is completed and the online transaction reference ID is noted here. Here you can select a date range in order to filter the report. So that's about the online payment on behalf of a student or parent. Now we can collect as an administrator or the privileged person. You can just go to menu, go to administration and finance fees. Here we can click on the collect the fees option where we'll be collecting the fees. Let's go for fee submission by batch. And you can choose a batch, choose a collection. So the student is yet to pay this much fees now. And we have a payment mode here where you can choose online payment. This option is useful if the student and parent using the card for the payment. That means if they want to pay the amount using their card by swiping in a machine in front of you, this will be noted here as the reference number. You can mention the reference number and you can click on pay fees. So I'll just give the reference number for the transaction ID and I can click on pay fees option here, which will be collected as online payment. You can see here the payment has been done online and is the reference number we have made. And you can get the receipt for this also. By clicking this option, you will be able to view the fee receipt. So this is the receipt format and you will be getting all the details like this. So this is the way where you can collect the payment using online payment gateway integrated in your instance.